Good morning. Happy Friday to you all. I hope that you are um, waking up early this morning, giving God all the praise and glory and honor that is due to Him. Because God is good and He's waking us up and He's giving us another chance. I wanted to come on this morning. I have a praise report this morning. But before I do get into my praise report, just an update. I did have my back surgery on Tuesday. So I am home and I'm recovering from surgery. I've had a rough day yesterday. It was rough. But I am up today and I plan on today being a much better day than it was on yesterday. So I am hanging in there, you all. But as far as my praise report, so I could not sleep, or I was waking up early this morning because I've just been so full of gratitude, so full of just of praise to God. A little while ago, I believe back in February, I did release a video and I talked about me going through a situation with my bonus son. And when I released the video, first of all, I did not want to release the video, but God spoke to me, told me to speak on it. I am a very private person. I don't like talking about my personal matters, especially online. But since I've been going through so many changes and hardships and just going through different situations, God is like pushing me to the forefront to be very transparent of what I'm going through. And my son has been gone since November, actually, living with his grandparents. And in the beginning, when he first left and moved away, it did not happen in the way that I wanted to happen or my husband wanted to happen, but it happened. And we got to a point of a situation where it was really tough and really hard, and it weighed so heavily on me. And in the beginning, I was just really hurt over it, really saddened over it, because my children have always been living with me and my husband. We raised our children, all of them, even though that's my bonus son, he's always been with us. And when I got with my husband, I instantly became a mother. Even though I didn't have children of my own yet, I instantly became a mother to him. So it hurt me. But you know what? After me going through many months of being hurt and disappointed and confused, I yet trusted God. I yet prayed to God. And I made the video to be very transparent about what I was going through, not just for me, but for other parents. And God has turned the situation around. A day after I had my surgery, my son texted my husband, said he was ready to come home. And he was ready to come home on his own. He was not forced to come home, because before we wanted to force him to come home, but it wasn't right. The timing wasn't right. And emotions and everything was just so high. We did not want to pressure him to come home, even though we're the parents. We didn't want to pressure him, and so we gave the situation over to God, and God worked it out. And I wanted to come on to let you all know that God has done it. And also to parents, especially to parents of teenager boys, teenager girls, I've learned so much from this situation. I know that it felt like after being in the car accident almost 2 years ago, I felt a shift, I felt a change, but I was dealing with my own stuff. I was not, in the beginning, I was falling to my own depression. I was not even paying attention to my children and seeing how it affected our children. And we have to pay attention to our children, especially as they get older and we're thinking that they're just being teenagers and they want to be, you know, have more alone time to themselves. But he was really struggling with some things that I had no idea about. My husband didn't know about, because we were caught up in our own stuff, trying to figure out our own mess, that we did not pay as close as attention to him. Although we giving him everything that we should still give him as parents, our children need us. And the devil tries to come in try to tear up my family. He tried to take out me and my husband, for one. He didn't succeed in that. Then he tried to come through and cause confusion in my marriage. That didn't work. It caused me and my husband to come closer. Then he tried to come in and tear up my family. And while my oldest was gone, it did affect my entire family. It affected my small children, and it affected me and my husband, because we're used to us being together. And so now that we're on the other side, and I see, now I can look up and see, God, I see what you were doing all along the way. All along the way, I was crying, I was praying to him in tears often. Sometimes cry myself to sleep because I was confused and I didn't know what was going on, and I did not want the devil to have control of my family. But I kept on pushing, and I kept believing, and I stepped back, and I'd allow God to take control of the situation. And even as us being parents, and you know, we're so used to being in control all the time, but we can't always be in control, especially when situations are out of our control. We have to lean on and depend on and trust God to do his work. It took me big courage to even come on to make the video about it when I made it several months ago. I'm just watching God just work everything out of my life. I've been through hell and I've been back. And as I'm going through, and I'm being very transparent of every step of the way that God is taking me through, he is working it all out. Me not knowing that me talking about it is open up the door for God to come through to work it out, because of me and my obedience to him. So I want to encourage you, if God is telling you to do something, it doesn't matter how crazy it looks, because I know people was probably looking at me like, what's this girl doing? She all online talking about what's going on in her home. That's not of me. It's not. But God said, this is going to be you. You're going to show every detail of your life. You're going to be exposed to it, because I want others to see what I can do in your life, because I'm going to do it in your life, and I'm going to show you what I can do in their lives. God had called me. He had pulled me out of the world and set me apart. And now I'm going through this journey, and as I'm going through, I'm seeing him. I'm seeing traces of God everywhere. Like, he wants the same thing that we want, but we don't know the way that he's going to take us on the route to get there. The detours, the ins and the outs, the good and the bad. But through all the different routes that we're going, it is to strengthen us and to build our faith up. Now it's like, okay, God, you did it again. You brought my son home. You bringing my family back together. You're working out my situation with my finances. You're working it out in my body. You're healing my body. I see you, Lord. So God is good, you guys. I just want to come on here to share this good news of the gospel, just share my praise report. Keep God first. Never give up. Keep on praying. Keep on giving. Keep on sacrificing. Keep on. Do not give up. Do not give in to do not give in to doing well in the weary season. Don't give up into it. Be blessed, you all. Have a wonderful weekend. I love you all.